Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Both Sides Podcast. It's your host, Chima, and we're here with my co-host, Gloria. I was trying to figure out if I should say it's your co-host, but I guess I'm still your host. But then you have I have a co-host, but whatever. Hello guys.
Mm-hmm. Hey guys. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you had a very good work week. Or actually no, this comes out on a Monday, but recording on Thursday. So hopefully last Thursday when you're listening to this next week, you had a good work week, but then you're going to have a good week going forward when you're actually listening to this. So it's like an Inception type thing, guys. You know, that's how we work here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that shit makes no sense. Well, okay.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. So since we're recording today, hopefully you had a good week. But since you're listening to this on Monday, hopefully you're going to have a very good week going forward this week. Duh. Exactly.
Oh, excuse me. Pardon.
But yeah, you know, it's all good, guys. I'm always a forward thinker and I'm just a thinker in general. So just trying to make sure you guys are always good, ladies and gentlemen, because I care for you, because the both sides Chima cares. But, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully your week was good. Hopefully you are going to have a very good week. My week was all right. Didn't really do anything this week. Just went to work and came back. Actually, no, I had a very good weekend last weekend. I was in DC. Had a lot of fun.
Were you?
Yeah. DC
what
for
were
some
you doing
reason.
in DC?
Made a couple of movements. Can't mention on air, but, those that know who are important will know where I went. But for the most part, it was fun. I had no
idea you was in DC, so I guess I'm not important.
I mean, it was low key. Like, I don't know. That's how, you know, you gotta just be quiet with your moves nowadays, man. You know, niggas be plotting against you. Yeah. But, I went to best day party ever on Saturday. And for those, I guess, Africans, there's usually a best day party ever in New York for Memorial Day, if I'm not mistaken. Or yeah, Memorial Day weekend is usually one. And Labor Day weekend.
I've been going for like the past couple years. I missed it this year, actually, but it's always a good time.
I heard the New York one was good, but I went to the one in DC, which I honestly did not like. One, the venue was very small, so it was very, very packed. And I personally don't like to be touchy with people around me. That's one reason I don't go to concerts and stuff like that. So, because there's too many bodies touching me, there was really no place to move. So for the most part, I was really standing.
That's festivals. Concerts, you be sitting in your seat. Festivals, you just be free roaming. All
that. Anywhere there's a lot of people, I don't really like it like that, unless like I'm very, very intoxicated or something. But for the most part, no. It wasn't, that party itself wasn't my scene. I did a lot of standing, and those who were there saw me. I was standing for the most part, just observing, watching. It's funny when people watch at parties, see girls turn down guys, or you see girls turn down guys who might be at the bar, but may finally give way to some guy who has bottles and stuff like that. So it's very interesting that people watch at these parties, but,
so I'm assuming you weren't intoxicated.
I wasn't. I mean, one, I drove down there, and that's how it's always been since college anyway. I've always been the one to drive, so it's very hard for me to actually pregame, or do anything. So I have to get there, then drink. And the drinks were like $15. And I'm not even one who's like a penny pincher, but $15 for drinks doesn't make sense. Especially when I'm a bigger guy and it takes like at least maybe with the watered down drinks or all the ice that's in there, at least maybe like 6 to 7 drinks to get me even feeling something. It just wasn't an investment. So I was just like, I was regular. Before I did get that, I did have some weed infused juice, mixed that with some Hennessy, but I still didn't feel anything for the most part. I don't know. But so I got there. I was, and I'm a hookah head, so I tried to get hookah while I was there. But niggas were charging $52 for hookah. I'm like, yeah, bro.
$52?
Yeah, $52 for hookah. I'm like, yeah. See, again,
I'm better come with the belly dance. Get the fuck out of here.
And like niggas that know me know, I'm like, I'm not a penny pincher, and I love hookah. So that's one thing I would definitely spend. Like, I'll spend money on hookah, but $52 for hookah when I didn't have a table, I had to stand, I had to look for somewhere. Nah, bro. Like, it wasn't even worth it. It wasn't even worth it.
That's a whole job.
Nah. And for the most part, it's like the party would be fun if maybe like you go with your group of friends and you guys have a table and it's your own section, you guys are just turning up by yourselves, that's when a party would be fun. And that's how, from what I observed, that's how most people had their fun. But just like getting there, standing around, looking like being shoulder to shoulder with people, or you can't even like dance, you can't, there's just no space.
Oh, nah.
It wasn't even it.
You at least want room to shake that ass, okay? That's you know, like, you don't want to go to the party and just be like, because I'm gonna be so irritated very quickly.
Bro, I was so irritated.
I'm like, you stepping on me.
And it was hot.
You pushing me. Yeah.
No, it was hot, man. Then, okay, so, where we were like was like a rooftop spot, so you could open up the roof. But what happens when they open up the roof, like for some random reason, 5 minutes after they always open up the roof, the rain will start falling. And personally, I don't have a problem with partying in the rain. Like, I don't care. But it was still kind of annoying in a sense when you had like bodies all around you and everybody just touching you. So it's like, it was annoying.
No, everybody gonna smell like wet dog.
Yeah.
Everybody weaves. You know what? Us ladies, we know. Like when you flat iron your hair and you got that burnt smell and your hair get wet, it just accentuates the smell. Or maybe you ain't wash your weave that week. Because when I go to the club and I really, okay, sorry, now I have to do a little sermon. And not really a sermon, just a notation. Because, you know, us ladies, and it happens, you know, so I try not to say too much, but sometimes I be on the scene and I realized that it was like every time I was going out, like I could really smell the weaves. Yeah. Now I would really recommend getting a nice fresh wash, you know, before you go out, cause all that heat, especially if you got the wigs, you know, I'm a wig wearer myself. So the heat be trapped, you know, so you can't go a couple days, you ain't washed the wig, the weave, whatever, and think when you in an enclosed setting where it's hot and sweaty and whatever else that the smell ain't gonna raise up from, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need to make sure that we handling that.
I mean, and for the most part, like, I don't know, just that whole BDP scene. I mean, some people told me that the New York one was really lit, so I'm gonna give it BDP another chance. I'm gonna go see, maybe one of these days I go to the New York one and see if I have fun there. Cause when I saw it on Snipes on Instagram, it looked lit. But for the most part, like when I was at the DC one, it's just like, it's one of those things where like you have to go with like a bunch of your friends. It's worth it to just get a table and have your own section.
So how many people did you go with?
I was just with 3. Well, 2 other people with me. So it was 3 of us. We got there and you know people there here and there. But by the time we even got there, all the tables were gone. And it wasn't even worth it. And we were there like pretty much, it wasn't worth it for what we had already spent during the weekend. Just spending some more money on the possibility of maybe having a good time it wasn't an investment. So we were like, okay, maybe next time we might plan better or come with different people or maybe hit up the New York one. But I don't know. It just wasn't it. It wasn't it for me. And I was like, okay. But I had a very funny interaction while I was there as well. It's very interesting when you have a beard. This whole craze that people have with beards.
Oh God!
So I was standing, like I was legit, and only for some, like I joke sometimes, like when I'm just standing at a party when I'm really dancing, or whatever. But I was legit standing at least 99.85% of the time. I was standing. One time I only danced, and this girl came up to me with her friend. She was like, this is gonna be like a weird question. And I'm just really, don't look at me a certain way. So first of all, like when somebody comes up to you like that, you know they're about to ask you some weird ass shit. So I was already on my guard, like, what you about to ask? Like, can I grab your butt or some shit? Like, I don't know. So she was like, you have a very nice beard. Can I grab your beard? And I'm like, you can touch it, but grab it. Like, it was just too. So I'm like, sure, you can touch the beard. So and I guess it's like what women go through when people are like, can I touch your hair or whatever? So it was just like, it was a little awkward. She was like, and then she started touching my beard and her friend came over and she started touching my beard. Then.
Oh fuck no. This is a one beard touch per person. Actually per entourage.
It was really just interesting. She's like, oh wow, you really take good care of your hair. Like unlike all these other people who are just like, it's mad hard or whatever, blah, blah. I just started laughing. I'm like, oh well, thank you, appreciate it. But
She really tried, her ways to, talk to you, probably finesse the number or something. No. She ain't finesse it right because, the visual I just got when it was she said, can I grab your beard? It's like, I'm thinking like, damn, when shorties is riding, God, well, if you engage in sexual activity, I'm not trying to discuss, but if you do, like, how niggas try to grab on a girl's hair, like, bitches gonna start grabbing on niggas' beards, like, hold on. Y'all like that shit, right. Oh, that is such a weird. It was such a weird, question. It was weird. That was interesting.
And for some, like, I saw her glancing over from, like, how, like, when, you at a party or something that you look over to look at somebody and somebody quickly turns their head because they were looking at you. And I saw her doing that like multiple times, but I didn't think anything of it. But she finally got close enough to, I guess, and she pumped up, she got the courage and she came up, she was like, yeah, can I just like grab your beard? And like, grab, like, and words matter. So like, grab is a very strong word. Like, exactly. Like, can I grab your hair? Like, I mean, can I touch your hair is a different thing, but can I grab your beard? I'm like, you can touch it. I don't know about grabbing it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said grabbing this sounds so wild. That's why the visual that came into my head was crazy. And not only that, like, so she been peeped you, glanced at you from across the way, and she finally mustered up the courage to say, can I grab your beard?
I'm just like,
that's what she thought of?
I don't know.
It's alright.
It's all good though, but,
it'd be hard sometimes. I mean,
it was a good weekend though. I'm still trying to grow out my hair, and so if you guys see me woofing, it's because I'm growing out my hair again and growing out my beard and everything. So, trying to be fresh for my life. Yeah, but I guess we can start the podcast now. Well, not a podcast, but like topics. Looking at the rundown and stuff, it's pretty much like a somewhat sad, like two happy things, or maybe one happy thing, because the BT Awards was still kind of sad to me, but, yeah, it's tragic.
But we'll get to that.
But let me just start off by saying that, and I wanted to start off the podcast on kind of a happy note, but this is going to kind of take me down because, all week I've been trying to ignore the tragedies that have come with, being Nigerian and also, just having family members back there and, having a Twitter feed that is made up of a lot of Nigerians and pretty much is surrounded by Nigerians in general. All week, since the beginning of the week, there's been a lot of death. Whether it's the Fulani herdsmen or, just people who are being irresponsible, carrying things on the road and just a lot of like accidents that should not have happened leading to deaths. But finally today, there was one that, kind of grabbed my attention. So this literally happened earlier today, but since Nigeria is about 5 hours ahead, it happened to them earlier this evening. Nighttime for them. There was tragedy on the Otedola Bridge, which is a bridge going from Lagos to Ibadan, Lagos City to Ibadan, which is another big city in Oyo State. There was an oil tanker that blew up on the road and kind of burned about 53 vehicles. Now, Nigerians reporting that. That's wild. And the video is even wilder because like these are not like regular burns where maybe the inside of your car, it's like you get a few repairs in there. Like the cars are completely like ashed up. Like these, like the paints are gone. Like it just looks so bad. The fumes are like the smoke from the video was just dark, like thick black smoke. Something like if you inhale, I'd probably give you 2 minutes before death. So there was that explosion and about 53 cars are reporting 53 cars. Now, LASMA is an abbreviation, Lagos State Safety Emergency something. They're reporting 9 deaths, which I don't believe because, from that smoke
Right, if you're talking about cars,
like they were like completely ashed up, and and those of you who are familiar with Africa and stuff like that, you have buses that carry people, and they're not like SEPTA buses. These are like the yellow taxi looking buses that carry maybe a bunch of people on the inside. Though
the dollar vans from my New York City people,
and those were completely like charcoaled out, and these people are reporting like 9 people dead, which even if it was 9 people, this is 9 people too much. But 53 cars completely, and I say completely burned. I'm going to retweet the videos on our page. These are videos that are completely ashed up. And it's from what they were saying as well, that the truck had a failed brake, which caused an accident, which then, blew up the oil in there, which it just raised a lot of questions. And these are questions that have been asked pretty much since I was born. Why is there no accountability? Why is, for a country that has, or a city that has so much traffic during rush hour or during certain times, why is there an oil tanker driving on this road? Why are there no safety checks on the road for, like, a brake failure is not something that should happen on a truck, because you're supposed to check.
So, right, because I was going to ask, like, so how exactly did it happen? Because I'm not really familiar with what happened as of yet, because I didn't get to it by the time we was recording. But so
pretty much like an oil tank. An oil tank, it could have been carrying crude, or it could have been carrying probably crude oil for the most part. Got into a car accident, and the reports are still coming in, because obviously we don't have a prominent news outlet that gives us information. There was still so much chaos going on, so news reports are still coming in. This is just pretty much the preliminary, the first ones that came out. From what I saw, there was an accident which ignited the oil in the back and completely took out the road. Like, it was bad. It was really, and it was so dry. It was so bad. And you can see people were running with it, just running on fire, being burned. So many body bags. Wow. People were carrying them around. And just like, it goes to show how much the leaders of our country don't care about the nation at all. I think Nigeria just surpassed India as the highest poverty stricken nation in the world, which says a lot, because India has 1 billion people. Nigeria has, I think, 175 million or so, close to 200 million. So it's just like, it's not even close for Nigeria to be neglected the way it is, with all the resources it has. It's really just bothersome. This whole week I've just been annoyed. I've been really moody this week just because of their responsibilities, that's been taking place. Like, these are things that could definitely be avoided. Like, certain things like this should not happen in a country, in any country really, that has resources to do better. And a lot of it also falls on not only the government, but the people as well, who are on this pray for Nigeria wave. Like, bruh, let me tell you this, right? Prayer in America, prayer in London, prayer in the West is different from prayer in Africa. The Lord is going to help you. Prayer is going to work in these Western countries because the government is set up to assist the prayer. There is no government in Nigeria that can assist your prayer. So all this overnight praying you're doing from December 31st to January 1st, where you spend freaking 6 hours in church praying and praying, you pray for this, your prayer is not going anywhere, bruh. Nigerians need to let this whole thing go. And I don't want to go on this whole, there is no God rant or anything, but you look at the state of Nigeria, and people have been praying since the dawn of its existence, since we got independence. How many times are you going to pray? Have you not learned from the white man? The white man sometimes does not believe in the Lord. He's doing this thing by himself. Fam, start working. I just don't understand why a nation with, I'm just tired. I'm just tired, bro.
The point, Chima is clearly very frustrated in the state of affairs in Nigeria, and understandably so. But I think the fact that happened, and I know we have like safety checkpoints, and quite frankly, anything can happen, but like, it's just sad that so many people, because that's not going to be the official death toll. Like, 9 is, from how bad the accident is sounding, is really sounding like, even if they're not people dead, a lot of people are going to have 2nd and 3rd degree burns. I can't even imagine, like, the amount of reconstruction surgeries that are going to have to go on.
There was no ambulance. I don't think there was no ambulance there. There was no ambulance that even came. No, how do you not have an ambulance or emergency to come and take these people to, like, I don't understand. For the most part, since Nigeria works in a way that you have to pay for medical assistance and everything, how are these people going to pay for burns or surgeries and things like that? The system is set up for you to literally just die. Like, you have to just go out of your house and hope you come back. And you legit have to hope that you come back home that day and you say, thank God I made it home. Tomorrow's another day. Tomorrow's another challenge. Let's see. It's so disgusting.
And you know what? That's so wild. Only because one, I mean, it's just sad because, you know, Nigerians, especially, too, like very educated, very talented, just so much potential, and just to see, and not only Nigeria, just, you know, a lot of African countries in general, like we really do have the talent, the resources, and the brain power. And it just sucks, like even with a big catastrophe like this, is that it's going to take a lot of manpower, you know, medical staff, crazy. Like, responders and things like that to get to the scene. And a lot of people can potentially die because they didn't get medical attention right away, or just crazy. Stranded, you know, or suffering just because of, you know, just how things are set up. So my heart does go out to the people who lost their lives, and just something that potentially could have been avoided, you know?
I just don't understand. 150 people died, I think, 2 days ago. There's been the president has not really said much about it, because those are his people. I don't understand the state of Nigeria, and all you niggas that want to pray from morning to night, say pray for Nigeria, pray for Nigeria. Nah, it's not working. I was so naive growing up thinking, oh, I'll go back to Nigeria, I'll set up this, and I'm not living here. Please. I'm not living in America. I'd rather deal with the state of police brutality and racism than to go back to Nigeria and think that maybe if I just drive out one day in my car, next thing, an explosion will happen and boom, I'm just evaporated from life, you know, but you know, it's all right. It's all good.
Oh, Jesus. So you would deal with Donald Trump gladly, here as well?
I'll gladly deal with Donald Trump over going back to Nigeria. Gladly.
You know, I really think, you know, and we sit here and we're like, how did Donald Trump happen? And I'm tired of hearing the how, because we all know how that shit happened.
White women.
Fuckers. These freaking people voting. But, you know, I'm trying to be a better person. But, you know, I really do think like Donald Trump is America's karma. Now, I really don't, you know, it's just so many things, you know, the United States go and infiltrate our forces, our military, Navy, whoever, what do you call the whole thing that, is it the military? Is the Navy, the Army, the Air Forces? It's called the Armed Forces. Okay. The Armed Forces. Thank you. I knew there had to be, you know, an umbrella. It fell under umbrella. But either way, you know, going to these countries, waging wars, weapons of mass destruction, what happened in, Benghazi, whatever, Libya. How you call it, and stuff like that. I really think in so many ways, it's like, the joke's on you. And I'm just like, why? Donald Trump is so, and you know what? It's not only him, because obviously there's, you know, other people involved in the foo-foo, as I like to call it. But it is just so ridiculous. Sorry for
I'm done talking about Nigeria.
America is also having their own problems.
I do want to say shout out to Donald Trump for...
And you know, and unfortunately, you guys...
I do want to say shout out to Donald Trump for reducing gas prices, because I bought gas on Ultra today. Ultra, and that was the most expensive one for $3.39, which is usually what I buy regular for or whatever. But so I splurged today.
I did see the gas prices decreasing, thank God, because it really was poverty. And I like to have my AC down when it hits, on as soon as it hits like 76 degrees. So a girl was suffering because the AC was on. And so anyway, in my car. But anyway, so going back to Donald Trump. Oh, actually real quick for Nigeria, because, you know, I know Chima was very upset this past week because Nigeria lost to Argentina. He was being a big brat about it.
I wasn't being a brat. I was annoyed that people were, yes, you know, people, I wasn't being a brat. I let I let the jokes fly, you know, because obviously when things happen, I joke about it too. So I let jokes fly. So here's the thing. If I don't want to be in a space where jokes are flying, I will remove myself. I don't think there's a problem with it. I gladly left the group chat where jokes are flying about something that I didn't think was funny to me. That doesn't mean that it's not funny to you guys. So I left the space because Nigeria lost, and they lost in a way that was completely trash and whatnot. But, you know, the jokes continue to fly. So I left the space. That's all.
Yo, we're all in a group chat. Chima, myself, and some of our other friends. And all I I did, ladies and gentlemen, okay? I just put the score of the match. That's all I did.
With the smiling emoji, that it's not even like a regular smiling one. It's the condescending smiling emoji that has like the dot and the regular line, like no teeth. So you know, she's making it seem like she just posted. All she did was post this. Like, nigga, we all saw the score, but she posted a smiling emoji right after that, try to make it seem like it was so.
I don't know who saw the score.
Either way, she knew what she was doing, and you know, everybody was laughing. But I just, like I said, I didn't stop anybody from doing what they were doing. All I did was excuse myself from the space, which I don't think is a problem.
And then he was added back to the chat, then left the chat again like a big baby he is. And I said, you know what? Chima, it's not your fault. Your sports team, they're having a rough year. LeBron got swept. Nigeria lost. I understand. You know, the jokes aren't funny because right now it's not looking too good for you. However,
I don't know how people, but here's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand how, especially Ghanaians, can make so much jokes. First of all, they didn't even qualify to the World Cup. They got beat. Listen.
Okay, so why are we bringing up irrelevant? We're not talking about qualifiers. Can
you just keep the same energy? You let your jokes fly. I'm letting my jokes fly. Okay. All right.
I have to
Uganda, who has not qualified for a World Cup. Oh Lord, I don't even know if Uganda was above Ghana in the qualifiers. Uganda, ladies and gentlemen. These people are making fun of Nigerians who were actually in the World Cup, but their team didn't even qualify for the World Cup. Your whole soccer federation was dissolved because of corruption. So this energy that Ghanaians are coming out with, I just don't understand where this energy is coming from, ladies and gentlemen. I don't get it, but flourish, my dear. Flourish. Continue. Okay.
I will. Okay. I will flourish because yes, unfortunately, our soccer league was, excuse me, was
dissolved,
eliminated. Okay, but we were in the World Cup
8 years ago, by the way.
We were in the World Cup in 2014.
And were you guys? We were in all those World Cups. Yes, actually, we were. There? Continue. And what were you saying? Okay, exactly. Exactly. keep that energy.
But that doesn't matter. Wait. Okay. But that doesn't matter because when push came to shove, y'all still failed. It's still disappointed like y'all always do. It's not your fault. You guys are just not used to having great things. Anyway, let's move on. Let me get back to Donald Trump because I completely went off topic. My point in bringing up Donald Trump was to talk about what we've been talking about for the past couple weeks, but we actually have not talked about it on the podcast, which is Donald Trump and the separation of children from their parents on the border. Now, you know, Trump has been pushing. This is what he ran his whole campaign on when he was running for president, about securing the borders, having Mexico build a wall for us because he's so fucking stupid. Every time I even like say some of the shit that he said and repeat it out loud, I'm just like, I feel like he has the mind of a 3-year-old. Like my way or nothing. So anyway, now, because of the backlash that he's been getting about separating the children from their parents and stuff, and before he even signed the executive order, it was like at least 2,000 kids have been separated from their parents. Now, imagine, because you know there are some badass kids. You know what I'm saying? And you know, sometimes the parents are the best ones to deal with them. So if you have a kid who constantly cries, or a kid who's just bad, a kid who has special medical needs, a kid who just, obviously kids just want to be with their parents, and then you're forcing them in this type of situation with workers who have no attachment to them at all, who really have the opportunity to, one, abuse them, whether emotionally, verbally, or even sexually, two, creating all types of things that they're going to have to deal with when they grow older, you know, like abandonment and things like that. How do you even feel in your heart? Like, even, and I don't agree with it, by the way, as well, but if you wanted to even push these people out the country, why, if you're sending them back to their native countries or wherever you're sending them to, why do you feel the need to even separate them? What is the purpose? Some of the parents have already been deported back to their countries and the children are still here. So these kids, and especially if they're extremely young, have no way of reaching out to their parents. a lot of these people are trying to escape, obviously, as we know, from extreme poverty, gang culture back home and stuff like that. And a lot of people are going back to get killed because they were trying to escape a certain situation, going back to just really harsh conditions. And I just feel like, at least personally for me, let me just speak for myself, that I feel like even if they were coming to this country undocumented and they haven't been doing anything wrong, then I feel like, why not try to help them, like, gain citizenship? Like, they're just working. And a lot of times, and not all of them, because we do know some people who are in very high positions of power, or doing well for themselves, but a lot of them do low ranking jobs just to get by. A lot of them are not bothering anybody, and a lot of people always say things like, oh, they're taking away our jobs. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up with that bullshit. Cause y'all not even doing them jobs anyway. And then two, to even make matters worse, a lot of when, the backlash was happening with the children and stuff like that, I think even here in New York, they were bringing the kids, to like centers and stuff like that at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning to avoid the media scrutiny and avoid the press. So sneaking them in the middle of the night so no one could see that, there was still separating children from their parents. What kind of shit is that? Like, I'm so over Donald Trump, and I know like a lot of people feel many ways about it, and stuff. And my beef is not even entirely with the whole like, oh, we don't want them to be in the country. My point is just like, okay, then just keep them together. I don't see the point of separating them.
Okay. I have very mixed feelings about this whole immigration thing. And quite frankly, honestly, I really haven't been following it as much as I don't know if I really even want to really necessarily follow it per se. I think most times now we follow a lot of things because, we don't like Donald Trump. And usually when we have somebody that we like or is in a position of power, we tend to just like, everything's peachy. They'll make all the right decisions. And I didn't see a lot of people following Obama as strongly as we do now, especially those who favored him. Now, obviously the Republicans followed him probably a lot more because they didn't like what he was doing. And now because we have a quote unquote Republican president in office, more the Democrats and black folks are following him a lot more because we don't like what he's doing. Separation of children from their parents is wrong. I don't think it was necessary to do so. I don't see the only reason maybe you would separate people is for safety reasons or whatever, which I don't understand why there would be any kind of safety concerns with the children or whatnot. It was just unnecessary. And from a PR standpoint, whoever is his PR rep, or I guess if that's Sarah Huckabee or whatever her name is, that was something that was just, I don't think that's his PR rep, but whoever it is though, I think that was just a bad judgment on their part because they brought unnecessary attention, unless they were doing that on purpose to distract us from something else, which I completely feel like he is trying. Every news outlet, every story that comes out, I do feel like Donald Trump is doing something on the back end, that we don't know about to distract us because it just makes more sense to do so. Now, when it comes to the whole immigration and allowing people in, I try to keep the same energy. I try to make sure that, I try to be reasonable, right? When it comes to immigration, if you're illegal in a country and you're caught illegally and you're sent back, is that wrong? I guess that's up to you. I mean, morally or depending on your reasons for coming, that could play a role. But for the most part, I don't know if it's America's or the officials in America's responsibility to necessarily govern how your country is, right? To make sure that, there are no drug cartels or that you're safe when you get back home. One thing that they just kind of worry about is more so America and its economy, and whether or not they're dealing with a legal person in the country or not. If they're legal, I'm sure there's no reason why they will harass you to go back in. Now, I understand I wholeheartedly understand wanting to make something better for yourself because your country is inadequate at providing the resources you need to do better. I'm pretty sure if your country was great, you stay there. And, I wouldn't be here in the United States if Nigeria was amazing, So I'm kind of torn between whether or not it's wrong to send people back, because they're illegal or not. Because at the end of the day, it's like, if you're illegal and you're committing a crime, I don't see. Oh, I mean,
if you're illegal and you're committing a crime, I'm sorry, not committing a crime.
Sorry, if you're illegal,
the problem,
whether you're good or not, and you're found to be illegal, and they catch you being illegal, did you get? I don't want to say I don't have a problem.
So basically, did you go through the proper channel? It's not easy at all,
and I know that 100%. But at the same time, it's like listen.
Here in America,
I understand. I completely understand. But at the same time, I want to keep the same energy, and it's kind of nuanced as well in terms of just law and legality in general. It's how do I say this? There's it's a nuanced subject, right? Because especially when it comes to, enslavement, at least with Africans, right? Enslavement of people and how America has benefited off immigrants and whatnot. They should be open to allowing immigrants in, but it's like, there's a law. It's such a big issue that it's not something that say yes or no.
Yeah, but see that, so, no, fine. That's a fair point. It's like you said, it's a little more nuanced than yes or no. But what I do feel like, and I think that's why I think it's very contradictory. The things that we're doing now is everything that has been built in America is due to immigrants. That's literally what we have come here for, like all over the country, right?
So let me ask you this. So should America open up its borders to just everybody just because of that? Everybody.
What do you mean everybody? Everyone. Like from all different types of countries?
Because immigrants is an immigrants. Plus somebody come from another country. So should America I just got a notification.
Exactly.
My car. Sorry. But anyway, continue.
I mean, you see how Chima wanted to do the humble brag?
I'm just saying.
Don't you hate humble braggers? I can't stand humble braggers. I just got a notification that someone touched my car, nigga. Why the fuck did you have to say in the podcast?
Yeah, make sure my car is safe. But either way, yeah. I mean, exactly. Should America?
Anyway. So I'm not saying like, oh, it's a free for all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that for a country who literally founded, well, it ain't the founding principles. We know what the founding principles are. But, for a country that immigrants have really thrived here, and literally, the British people came here and literally made it their land, okay? Immigrating themselves from the UK over here to the United States, and all the stuff that has endured since. Now all of a sudden they want to sit here and talk about, oh, this and the third. Fine. Do I think there needs to be parameters? Yes. Do I think, is it everybody coming up in this country? No. Do they have a rigorous,
So you're saying all that. So where do you draw the line?
In place? Yes. I think the drawing the line is through the screening process. Now, I think the screening process, I'm not exactly sure how the screening process goes because I'm a citizen, so I never had to go through it. But I do know people who have had such hard times just trying to either gain citizenship here or whatever the case may be. I'm not saying that, okay, as soon as you pop up to whatever office that you need to go to, file, okay, automatically a citizen. That's not what I'm saying, but I think there should be a little more of a process for these, people trying to come through and make themselves a better life. Some people have been here for years, like really establish themselves. Some people, their parents, came here illegally, had their children, have really lived here for like 15 years, and all of a sudden they're getting sent back, and this is all they know.
It's not fair.
Like, I don't think
but then
that's
again,
fair.
Like we live in a world that's literally not fair at all. So it's like, where do you draw the fair line? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like most people that I know who are immigrants, that come here get their papers through marriage because that's the quickest way to do so. If we want to, go the legal route by either getting some kind of work visa or school visa, then getting a work permit, then applying for a permanent or having somebody sponsor you, it's a process that takes forever, especially in a country that.
It's a process and it does take forever. And people who are going through the work visa, going through the school visas that are having issues with that. Some people, who have, come here on a visa and stay longer. Technically, they're here illegally. And a lot of people do that, especially a lot of Africans, a lot of Caribbeans. So one day they got found out and, living their lives like it's golden and stuff like that. Yeah, we know, it's not fair. Okay. Yes, we know there's laws in place, but I still think that there needs to be, the cases need to be looked at individually and decide, hey, what has this person been doing? And if they should stay in the country or not. I don't think it should be a mass exodus. I really think it should be looked at a case by case basis, like you said.
I don't know what the correct thing is because the amount of people that come into the country legally versus the amount of manpower it takes to do the necessary research or the process to do so it's not like it's a 1-for-1. So it's tough. I don't know what I honestly completely feel bad, especially if you built your entire life here, especially as a baby or whatnot, and you just can't send back to a country that you don't know whether it's your parents' country or not. Like, you just don't know what it is. It's completely wrong. But at the same time, it's tough to say that, I guess this comes with the whole legally and ethical versus morality or whatever, whether it's right to send you back. I don't know. I hope for the best. I really hope that everybody finds a way to do what they need to do it. My mother did it. My family members did what they had to do. And hey, yeah, I honestly don't know what to say else on the immigration, but the part of separation part is really wrong.
I don't know. I think we're the lucky ones. We were able, our parents were able to do what they had to do, and they, we're able to become citizens, but we all know, it's not an easy process.
At the same time, also goes to at the same time, if I was back home in Nigeria where, if Nigeria was flourishing, was thriving and whatnot, if there was a constant pour of illegal immigration to the country, but then I guess not the same because America was founded on a different kind of, find it differently. So it is what it is. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. I'm not, I won't say I don't believe in prayer, but I'm honestly praying for those who are in that situation because I can't even fathom leaving a country where I know everything, trying to start back over in another country. Like it's foul. Yep. All right. But, just moving along, it's speaking of keeping the same foul energy. I don't know if you guys heard of the Bronx stabbing. Mm-hmm. When I see certain things in the media, it's just, some things just don't make sense. There are a lot of things that don't make sense. Gangs don't make sense. Murders don't make sense. Gang banging of the sort, especially with gangbangers, because I think it plays into some kind of insecurity that you have as a person, or some kind of deeper issue you have where you feel like you need to belong, right? And I don't want to come at people belonging because obviously I'm in a fraternity. I'm there for brotherhood and whatnot. So it's almost along the same lines. Just that in my sense, we do a lot of more so community service, social services, social action, and things of the nature. But when you're in a gang and, your sole purpose is to rap your block, or rap some kind of, some code that doesn't even make sense. You want to show that you're macho. I don't fucking get it. Alessandro Jr. Guzman Felix, was a 15-year-old kid who was killed in a bodega in the Bronx by gang members, 8 of them to be exact. They were ranging from 18 to 24. Now keep in mind I said 18 to 24 because I don't understand why a 24-year-old is in the mix anywhere trying to kill this young child, but whatever, that's besides the point. He was accused of having sex with a gang member's sister. Now let's just dissect this for a second.
I'm gonna let you finish because I got a lot to say.
Okay, actually, before I get there, right? Later, it was found out that it was a case of mistaken identity, ladies and gentlemen. So it wasn't even the kid. that even did it. So what they decide to do, they decide to stab him 13 to 60 times with a machete and knives, by the gang. I think they're called the Trinitarios, which is a dumbass name, but whatever. What the fuck is that? Exactly. But, you know, so
when I saw the name, I was like,
the kid was stabbed 13 to 16 times. Apparently he crawled, I think, 2 blocks to get to the hospital where he bled out and died. 15-year-old kid. Now, this just goes to 9 lives pretty much have been wasted. The kid and these other 8 members, because they're obviously going to jail. They've been caught already. They're going to stand trial. And I really hope that they kill them in prison. And I'm not even one for like death or whatever. Actually, no, I don't want them to kill them. I want them to suffer for the rest of their lives. Because this is just senseless. Going back to why they killed him initially, he was accused of having sex with a gang member's sister. So what? I don't even know. I don't know. Like the kid was 15, so I don't know. It doesn't.
It didn't say how old the sister was. It didn't say how old the sister was. Or maybe they're like sexual assault or something. Right, because I was trying to get some, not that there's even context to what the fuck they did, honestly. But I was trying to, like, was the sister young, like, was it like a 8-year-old? That's why I was like, or is it?
But here's the thing, it can't even say that because it was mistaken identity. So we don't even know if it was a peer. So it could have been some kid that looked like the kid was, nowadays these kids with the school lunches, they be looking grown as hell. So it could have been like an 18-year-old. It could have been an 18-year-old that looked like the 15-year-old having sex with another 18-year-old or something like that. So it might have not even been a young child. It could have been somebody who was maybe teenage years, 17, because nowadays, these kids, 17, 16, they start young, or I don't know if it's young, but regular age having sex nowadays. So she could have been 16 and maybe the gang member might just felt like some kind of, maybe felt emasculated because, that's my sister. Why you having sex with my sister? Blah, 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 this and that. It's
which is so weird. Like, I think that is so weird. I think first of all, when I heard the situation, someone was trying to show me the video, I was like, I can't watch that. Sad. One, I'm probably us trying to act like, I do not want to see a 15-year-old boy being stabbed to death over some dumbass shit. I do not want to see. My friend was trying to show me. I was like,
justify.
No, I cannot. I really don't want to see that video. There is no way, you can sit here and try to justify what happened. And the fact that the leader or whoever of this Trinitarios gang, whatever they're called, had the audacity to go to their family and say, basically, my bad. It was the wrong boy. Are you stupid? Even if you had the right person, why did you think that was a good idea? If your sister is over here busting her open, then that's her business with that young gentleman, unless it was, again, that's why I was like, I need to understand was it something like a sexual assault, type of thing? Was the girl extremely young? And even then, I mean, then I could start, adding the math together. But either way, somebody died very senselessly, and the fact that, and what even broke my heart when I heard the story was the fact that he was trying to get to the hospital and literally died in front of the hospital. And me just, being from the Bronx and stuff like that, and just hearing stuff like that, it's like, damn, I mean, one, it is a rough neighborhood in the Bronx. Two, just
I didn't want to say that. For the little snippet that these things affect your psyche. Like when you see constant negativity
they drag that boy
all the time, it really plays a role. And I'm really not trying to see that whatsoever. It's dumb to me because I don't understand. Okay, even if, let's just say this was the kid who did have sex with your sister, and you didn't want to punish them or whatever. What happened to maybe like a one punch or one slap, or you do a kick and you move out your way or whatever? But machete and knives and stabbing him 13 to 6, like that doesn't, like, that's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. And I come to find out that it's a case of mistaken identity. Like, and the most you can say is maybe, oh, sorry, my bad. It was like, bruh, I can't even fathom this, because then I would probably opt to murder every single one of those kids. Honestly, like every single one of them would die one way or another. I don't, whether it's I don't get it. Now, there's been some talk, I guess, with the city officials and people around the community who are looking for to get the bodega's license, the bodega owner's license revoked, because apparently he didn't help in any way or form or fashion, help the kid out. Now, I can understand why he wouldn't help out, right? Here are 8 pretty much grown men, 18 to 24 with weapons. You're one person. Are you, and this is a question that you really need to ask yourself before you kind of get all, self-righteous and hop on a pedestal about, taking action and whatnot. How do you defend yourself or fight off 8 people that are armed? And this is assuming that he wasn't armed. I don't know if he had a gun or not, or even if he did have a gun, right? Say he had a gun and he decided to shoot these boys or whatever. He would still be in trouble legally, because most likely the gun would be, wouldn't be registered. If anything, I don't know how New York laws work or anything, but, chances are it probably would be unregistered. Then you go down for killing these kids. I mean, then I guess you could say you were trying to prevent a murder or whatnot, but there's so much nuance to it. And I don't think his license should get revoked or people should, shut down the bodega, because it's a very tough situation to be in. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, right? I'm just gonna say, at the end of the day, self-preservation is what moves human beings, right? You're going to do whatever is in your best interest, whatever keeps you alive, at the end of the day. And if keeping you alive is you hiding and not interfering with 8 gang members, because who's to say that, okay, you kill these 8 gang members or you're in an affair, they don't come back tomorrow or the next week to fuck your shit up or light your whole bodega or kill you. It's like, it's tough.
Right. So and when I was hearing about people calling to shut the bodega down, I was like, what exactly did we want? If I see 8 men, okay, run up in there, I mean, I'm going to try to call 911, but at the same time, with everything in that moment, who knows what this man was thinking? I didn't really see the video, so I can't really go, I have nothing to go by except for what I'm hearing. But in situations like that, we always talk about what we would do until we're in a situation, So it's very easy to say, oh, I would have done this. I would have gone 911. I would have brought out my pistol. I would have done this. First of all, New York has very strict gun laws. So, yeah, good luck with that. 2, just in a moment, I'm seeing all these men with the machetes and the knives and stuff. And as soon as I heard machetes, I was like, are they Dominican? And I think some of them are Dominican, because I was like, I only know Dominicans to really be carrying around machetes and like whacking people, but whatever. But, but either way, like, I don't know what we really want the bodega to do. And I mean, for it to shut down just with everything that had happened in there, me as an owner, I would try to distance myself away from it a little bit, but it's still a business. I'm sure they put their money into it. So I don't really see the purpose of shutting it down. Like, I don't know what that's doing, but either way, the story, either way, whether you caught if you had the right person or you got the mistaken identity, this was stupid.
It's dumb.
This is extremely stupid, and it really breaks my heart.
I really hope those kids or whoever they all get fucked every fucking day. Like, it's not even like pleasurable fucking. Like they dig really in their fucking asses every fucking day, uncontrollably, painfully, so they can understand that this kind of shit you don't do, and you pass that message on to your little youngins on the street and tell them that you don't do dumb shit like this. I really hope so, because it's just dumb. But I mean, shout out to Cardi B, Rihanna, and Lala and Mello for contributing. Whether it was Cardi B donated $8,000, and a lot of people are coming at her saying that it's only $8,000. At first, I did kind of feel like it was kind of low, but I had to check my I guess my ego per se. I had to check my ego as well, because like I'm not donating anything. I'm not donating anything at all. So She donated $8,000 to the family, which is definitely helpful.
Yo, I hate y'all niggas.
Rihanna shouted him out on IG and all that, and Mello, you know, visited the area where he died and visited the family. Niggas. So again, like these are 9. Yeah.
So people were complaining that Cardi. Okay, see, this is the point. One, most of y'all probably ain't donating not a goddamn penny, so that's one. 2, funerals are expensive, actually. So I feel like $8,000 is actually a very generous amount.
Yeah, you could have a good funeral. I mean,
I think the average cost of a funeral is like, I don't know,
it's just
like $5,000 or so.
They pay for a plot. Yeah.
Yeah. So what the fuck? So she gave $8,000. Like, what you want to? Come on, like. You guys are so annoying. People always got the most to say, but do the least. Oh, she only gave $8,000. Nigga, what did you give? And I'm so sorry that I keep saying nigga. I really want to eradicate it out of my vocabulary. But a lot of the shit that we've been talking about today really does cause for the work. Cause it's like, shut up. Like, y'all always got something to say. Like, let this young man who just died senselessly. I can't say this word.
Yeah.
Thank you. Senselessly. Okay, like let's just honor his death. Like that truly is the saddest way to die. Like you were killed over some bullshit. One, you got the mistaken identity. 2, because you were having sex. Granted, it was all consensual and there was no assault or anything like that. And just killing somebody, and it really is that like that hood mentality. And I was thinking about it too. Yeah, I was thinking about it too. Like, damn, and that's why I always say like social media, like it's just a bubble. It's like real life, going on outside your screens. It's people really struggling. And, there's a lot of stuff, that are getting deconstructed, as they say, with us millennials. We're challenging the status quo in all areas, right? But I think a lot of things still remain the same, like we talk a lot about, the feminist movement, Black Lives Matter, and just all these type of, things regarding career and stuff like that. So a lot of stuff that we're trying to implement changes in the way that we think, holding men more accountable, women really owing, themselves, Black girl magic and stuff like that. And I think that, a lot of times, and the people we surround ourselves with as well, that we forget, like, damn, like, there are people in the hood, there's people in certain pockets of the country and all over the world that are going through real shit. Like, this shit does not apply. Word. And they follow a different standard of living. Street code, hood morals, whatever you want to call it. So when, they hear certain things like, oh, you slept with my sister, it's like, oh, you mess with my sister is on site. Or I'm a work that nigga when I see him or something. You know what I'm saying? And you would think, you be like, really? Like, all that over that? But it's like, damn, like, they live by a different standard. And it's so crazy because you would think that with everything going on, like, you wouldn't need to do all of that. Or, like, even if you wanted to just beat him up a little bit, if you wanted to.
It's sad.
But it's like, damn, you had to bring out, and why did it take 8 people?
Word.
I can't even talk about it no more because it's so sad. I guess
keeping the same energy is death. Again, guys, that's always going to be like a sad,
and it's
part of these sad podcasts.
Over,
like,
so
this is wild.
It's just,
this I didn't honestly hear. Okay, it might come out mean or wrong. I didn't care too much about this. One, because this person kind of had no bearing on my life. I didn't really know him like that. First of all, I had to ask when they said this person died. I was like, who is he? But then I was like, okay. Joe Jackson, guys, he died yesterday of pancreatic cancer. He was 89 years old. R.I.P. That's all I gotta say on it. Gloria, you can take the rest.
Wow. Chima's a douche. Well, yes, Joe Jackson died, and as we know, or if you don't know, actually, he was the patriarch of the Jackson family. Jackson family meaning the Jackson 5. Also father to Michael and Janet Jackson. And, you know, I heard it and I was like, damn. But I mean, not to say, oh, I didn't care.
Word.
But I didn't really care in the sense of like, oh, it's like, damn, he's dead. You know, he lived a life, 89 years old. I did see a meme, someone showed me a meme which was so fucking stupid, and I just hate everyone, where it was like with Michael Jackson smiling. They were like, oh, when you having a good time in heaven,
I heard he was
and then
or something.
Your dad walks in, then it had a face of Michael Jackson looking sad as hell, and I was like, you guys are terrible. But
no,
yeah, he was abusive, and he was very did you see the Jackson 5 movie on VH1 that they used to play all the goddamn time?
I mean,
if not me, then who? If it's not me educating you, then who? Well, for my listeners, because I know you guys probably have watched. If you haven't, I'm sure because of Joe Jackson's death, they will be playing it on VH1 this weekend at some point. But it's the Jackson 5 movie, and it kind of shows, it shows their way to stardom with Michael Jackson, you know, them starting the Jackson 5, and then, you know, the success they had in the group and then on. So anyway, yes, Joe Jackson was abusive, and I was like, damn, like, not for nothing, he did create the Jackson 5, which is, you know, a very iconic group. Michael Jackson, Tito, all of them in the group, and then just the way that he produced, look, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson. I was just like, damn, he was abusive as hell, but, you know what they said, pain bringing the art. And instead of that pain is the shit that be bringing the art, because people be depressed as fuck, and that's when they make the best music, like Mary J. Blige. Her music was good when she was a little sad, you know? When she was going through all that stuff, you know, it gave us some very classic albums, you know, Keisha Cole crying all in about, you know, many people, Tina Turner, what's love got to do, you know, so a lot of good stuff does come from the pain, unfortunately. And that is no exception with the Jackson 5, Michael Jackson, all of them. Very talented people. However, it was very sad, and I do look forward for VH1 to play the movie, because I actually really enjoyed that movie. I think I've seen it like 5 times. And it's long as hell. It's like 4 hours. But I think when they put it on TV, it's like 6 hours because of like commercials and shit.
Yeah, RIP to him.
Yeah, though, and I actually really used to watch the whole thing. It's really good.
I don't ever see me like trying to record it or press to watch it. But, you know, if it comes on, I'm going to get a glimpse. Yeah, I got you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, you're not pressed to watch it, but like if it's on, you'd be like,
but yeah, is that it with Joe Jackson?
I have to watch it.
All right, RIP, my nigga.
You're not about to
moving on. You get to take the next one. This is a New York thing, because honestly, I honestly didn't care about this whatsoever.
Yes.
But, you know, I'm going to do it for you. So, represent for your state. High ass taxes.
Chima, like,
I mean, it's a New York thing. Go ahead.
I don't forgot words with your annoying ass. Like,
girl, nobody don't care about no Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Who is it?
All you just had to say is that I'm not well versed on the topic.
Was she sexy?
And keep it pushing. I didn't care. Fine? Oh, we do though.
What's her Instagram name?
Guys, because Shima don't give a fuck about anything. So,
you know, Instagram that has like FaceTime calling.
I think she's actually.
So I could call her on FaceTime.
Well, I think she's attractive. Shut up. Anyway, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez had an upset. Okay. 20-year-old Democratic Socialist beat Congressman Joe Crowley, okay? And the reason why it was a big deal is because, one, Joe Crowley served for 10 terms. Okay, so he's been in office for 19 years. And here comes 28-year-old Alexandria.
No wonder. No wonder.
And
New York has been in shambles. Like, it's so, man, somebody in there for that long just not doing anything.
0.5.
Shitty ass New York.
Of the votes. Shut up. And now, okay, you can take your hateration somewhere else. And not only was it that she did an upset one, and I think I saw this somewhere, I read it somewhere, that, a voter was like, part of the reason why she voted for Alexandria, she was like, her people were knocking on her doors. Yeah. Like, she heard her name. People were really, you know, doing that type of grassroots, like knocking door to door. Let me tell you about this, that, and the third. And stuff. So she was like, they came to her door like 3 times. And she was like, that was part of the reason why, you know, she voted for her. Like, oh, wow. She knew who she was. Now, Joe Crowley had the backing of the governor, both of our senators, big prominent names in the Democratic Party, and still lost. Used about $3 million for his campaign versus Alexandria, who only had like about 300,000. Yeah. So when you start doing the maths and you're doing the numbers and you're looking at that, she identifies as a Democratic socialist, and she
niggas want to
really
change, man.
has shaken the game.
Want to change.
So right now she's on fire. I've seen her do quite a few interviews. A lot of people are, you know, wondering like, who is she? Yeah, who is she? Who is this girl?
Did you go vote?
Who won for New York's 14th congressional district? So I really want to give a shout out to her. And she's a native of New York. She's from the Bronx.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we have a case of
no, I did not.
Niggas who don't do shit.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
All the gas and all the talk. Alexander, did you vote? Oh no, I didn't vote. Okay, but continue, Gloria.
Here we go.
I mean, do your thing, bro. Do your thing. Yeah, all I'm saying is that if she once you get on the podcast and she says, "Hey, did you vote for me?" I'm like, "Well, Gloria didn't. I couldn't because I'm from PA." But
shut up. Well, and I will be completely transparent with her, and I'm sure she will appreciate my honesty. No, I did not vote. I'm so sorry, but I'm very glad you won, and I'm giving you shout outs on my podcast, and here you are. Okay. So anyway, so that's down Alexandria. I just really wanted to shout out because I was looking at the results for the primary, and I've never heard of her before this. So I'm like, who is this girl? So, you know, I found out that she was one of the organizers for Bernie Sanders during his presidential race in 2016.
So what if she changes? What if she changes?
So I'm like, okay.
And she doesn't. What if she changes? She stops being who she.
My people. So
she ran as this. Okay.
You know what? Unfortunately, you know that's how politics go. They say.
I mean, she's cute. I found her Instagram. She got some big teeth though. Yeah, her teeth are huge. She has
right. I'm just saying that's how the game goes. Okay. Anyway.
Her front tooth look like chicle.
This is not what we're focusing on.
Yeah, like chicle.
We're not focusing on her teeth, but everything I just mentioned about her. Next.
Chicle. She got some chicle for her front tooth.
And the way you even said, no, I don't, first of all, I'm not even like,
it's not chicle. That's not how you say it in Spanish. It's chicle.
What kind of crazy ass way to say that? It's chiclets.
Well, it's Spanish, Gloria. It's Spanish, Gloria.
It's chiclet. Well, if you're trying to put a little accent on it, the little chicle that you're doing. Yeah, I know.
Those are real Spanish, eyebrows.
But I know it's Spanish, but I still say chiclet.
Shout out to her.
But if you say chiclet, okay.
She did her thing. Shout out to her. I wonder how much she gets paid a year for that position.
With that. Anyway, let's move on because you're about to do a whole analysis of her face.
Is she married?
No, we're not doing it.
Bro, this is your bro. Listen, you're reporting on her. I'm trying to find out information. Is she married?
Anyway, so the BET Awards was on this Sunday, and Google is free. So, okay, same way I researched. Okay, I wasn't reporting on her marital status. I was reporting on the race that she won. Thanks. Let's move on. Married. Back to the BET
Why are you mad?
Okay.
Ocasio-Cortez. Let's see.
Nigga, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Anyway, guys. So, the BET Awards, again, for the third time I'm saying this because Chima's rude, was this past Sunday in LA, of course. So, one of the biggest things that I definitely did take away, because I did fall asleep, part of, through the award show. I mean, I don't know. I feel like every year people always say, oh, this award show wasn't good or it's trash. But I guess part of it, I wonder is, what do you want from the award shows? Is it that you want better performances?
Even on Twitter, it was like even the jokes couldn't even fly because it was just so, there was nothing joke worthy about it. It was just so corny. And they couldn't even have, Jamie Foxx was on there hosting, he couldn't even save it. That's how you know how pitiful the award show was. And for Tiffany Haddish to win over, Angela Bassett for, Best Action, yo, get the fuck out of here, yo. Like, stop this nonsense. Yeah, for Best Actress, I can't remember what movie it was, but the fact that it doesn't matter if Angela Bassett what was
Angela Bassett was nominated, right?
Or a maid, or the person that opens the door. The fact that Tiffany Haddish won over her, get the fuck out of here, yo. And we all know that Tiffany Haddish probably won just because she's more so quote unquote hot right now. It's her time to shine and stuff like that. But no, that doesn't beat it. Like, bro, stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing that I've realized with award shows and now they're doing these days. It's like, kind of like who's hot, who not. Like, everyone who's winning is like, who's hot. Like, so for Tiffany Haddish, and you know what? I'm glad that she won. I'm not mad that she won, but
she talks too much.
The whole skit of her being in the trailer bus thingy, whatever, and stuff was just a little weird.
Like this whole Drake thing, where she said that she was supposed to go out on a Drake, but Drake canceled last minute. Like, bro, why do we need to know that?
Tiffany talks. She needs to be quiet.
Yeah, like she was saying that
she needs to be quiet.
I think Drake asked her on a date. She was supposed to go on a date with Drake, and last minute he canceled, so they didn't go anymore.
She said that?
Bro, like relax. Like now he's probably not going to ask you for shit no more. Exactly. And she's going to blackball herself because she talks too damn much. Like, relax.
See, this is why people going to stop inviting you to shit, Tiffany. That's what happens. Nobody likes a charity pack.
Exactly.
Okay. And not only that, the world of Hollywood is elite, and they like their shit to stay elite. They like their secrets to float amongst each other.
Exactly.
They like their shit to stay within each other. Their elitist as fuck.
Back to BET
so you know what you're doing on your channel.
She was saying that it had 4.3 million viewers, which apparently is a lot, and because it won the 4th consecutive year as the most watched award show in between the ages of 18 and 49, the demographic. So I guess, it's doing something, or unless people just aren't watching award shows anymore, or maybe they're recording it, something. I don't know. But, nice. It just, that goes to show people are still watching it. And I think for the first year, they actually had the African Artist International Awards. Usually they give it backstage. They had, David O won the International Award this year, and he came out and collected it on stage and was saying that everybody should visit Nigeria. But with the state of Nigeria, I don't think that's a message we want to share for the world. But, so that's just my 2 cents. Yeah.
Wow. Well, yeah, I was very, very, very hyped that they showed the international acts on the stage. But part of it too was that most of the the categories, some nominees, it's like 4 nominees, 5. Like the international had 10, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we could have broke it down, because some people be rapping, and some of it's like the Afro beats. Like I know we kind of categorize everything as Afro beats, but Yeah, they won't. But I was like, wow, there is mad people in this category. That I'm pretty sure could have been broken up. But some of the artists that I saw, I was unfamiliar with. So I was like, oh, I'm going to go check out their music. Cause a lot of it is like, some, Francophone countries and stuff. And there's some, music that I don't even understand. And I don't care. I be jamming to. So I need to get out of the realm of like, the Afrobeats, Ghana, Nigeria type thing. I do, listen to South African music as well, but it's not a lot as compared to Ghana and Nigeria. And, there's other countries like, one of my friends put me on to some like Congolese music. And I was like, there is a whole world like Ivorian music and stuff like that. So, and some people put me on, but I don't really know it. So when I did see, some of those artists, I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to check out their music. Let us know. And listeners,
we're trying to find ways to incorporate more music back into the podcast. Once we figure that out, guys, we're going to be jamming up in here, as we once were at the end of the podcast. But, stay tuned. Good things coming, with time, ladies and gentlemen, But,
yeah. Yeah. So that, I like that part of it too. Another thing that I really,
I don't even know what that is.
Well, I didn't really like per se.
Because I don't know what that is.
I did like the Anita Baker tribute. I thought that was nice.
Anita Baker.
Jamie Foxx.
I heard the name before. You good?
You don't know who is?
Wow. I've heard of her.
Because
I don't
every
know.
day you come up on this podcast and embarrass me.
Let me see what she looks like. Let me see what she is. She black?
You've never heard of Anita Baker. Sweet Love, Caught Up in the Rapture. Like, first of all.
Girl, stop. Gloria, stop. Your voice is bad. Your voice is really bad. You can't sing.
Stay with
or you can't sing. Now we probably just lost like 3 listeners.
Like my singing is so terrible.
Stop. We lost like 3 listeners.
Just because you said that, I'm gonna keep singing. With all my heart, I love you, baby. No,
I guess so.
they're like, oh, Gloria, we jamming.
I've never seen this song before. But apparently I saw on Twitter that if you don't know who she is, that means your room isn't clean. So I'm guessing you play her music when you're cleaning and stuff. So,
either way.
Yeah.
No, it is definitely clean. It's definitely wake up Saturday morning early. You may probably made a cup of tea, whatever. You set your mind that you're going to clean the house today. Like clean, like deep clean. Okay. There's cleaning music and there's deep cleaning music. All right. Now the deep clean is a music that you're going to be belting out. It's like your Anita Baker's, It's that soulful R&B music that you just have in the background and you, sweeping and you, mopping your floors and you dusting shit down and you taking out all that old shit in your spot. That's, the Anita Baker music. It's also wedding music. It's also,
okay, whatever you say, man.
It's a vibe. It's a vibe. And I'm really upset that you don't know who Anita Baker is, but it's not surprising because you don't know anything. Either way. My girl Yolanda Adams, of course, killing the tribute as always. Jamie Foxx did his thing. And I know her name, you don't pronounce it like DC, but I always pronounce it like DC. I know it's a different way to say it, but whatever. She actually performed Sweet Love and Marsha Ambrosius performed Caught Up in the Rapture and she killed it. So I was very pleased with the tribute.
I remember the time she was big and she lost weight and she was like so sexy when she lost weight and she got big again. So I don't know if she lost weight again.
No, she's maintaining.
Oh, okay. I mean, my bad. I didn't know. God damn. I'm not even biased. I'm just saying
she got big again. I think she had a child.
Marsha Ambrosius.
Asshole.
She cross-eyed?
Body shaming, huh?
I did. Cross-eyed. She is cross-eyed.
Yeah, body shaming, not too
unexpected. No. Girl, her eyes looking left and right at the same time.
So, she killed that tribute.
Oh my God, Gloria! If you look at it, if you look at this picture,
she got a little lazy
bro, if you Google the first image that comes up, bro, her eye looking left and right at the same time. Oh my God! Look at another one.
A shot.
Oh boy.
Chima.
Oh wow! And it's like she has pretty eyes, so it's like you're forced to look at the eyes, but now it's like you're forced to see it's moving left and right. Oh my God!
Jesus I cannot Christ. Engage. Either way,
though, no, it's all good. Yeah, try to. Oh God! Should that girl still performing music? She does still. She can give it a rest, bro. I'm tired of Nicki Minaj.
So,
she's going through something.
Did you see that?
She's going through something.
No, honestly, she's losing her touch. And you know the noises, the alter egos, all that stuff is cute. Roman. You know, back in 2009, 2010, 2011, we're in 2018 now, and you know, everything now is rapidly changing. Therefore, you know, I just feel like, I guess, you know, that's what she started out with. So she's trying to appeal to her core, like who she is, how she started out as, but it's just tired and done at this point. I feel like I was even looking at her performance like, the song is not like a good song. I
Isn't
think
the goal of
Chun-Li, right?
an artist
it's not like, it's not a song that
evolve? You know, it's a song like anybody, an actor, an artist. She hasn't evolved anywhere. She's still doing the, you know, Roman's Revenge or whatever it's called. Like, girl, stop, man. Stop. We're tired of it. I don't know.
Now, I don't want to say she got to take a Beyonce route, you know, because, I mean, Beyonce is well into her career before she even let us in on, you know, what was going on
she needs to go soul
behind the scenes. But maybe she needs more of like a personal touch, you know, because right now, like, I'm tired of the Chun-Li. Actually, honestly, she just needs to sit down. Maybe let us miss her. I honestly won't miss her, but you know, she does have core fans. So, you know, let the people miss her and then you release a project down the line. Hopefully she's not irrelevant at that point because, you know, everything is ever so changing. And then maybe we'll be checking for a new Nicki record because halfway during the performance, like YG came out, was it 2 Chainz, Big Sean? And I was so confused. I was like, do they have a new song together?
And
like, why are they on the stage?
Didn't she like recently try to twerk or something or like shake her butt and it wasn't even moving?
I just was over the performance. Like, I didn't really care. And I was not interested. So, yeah. Oh my God. In the water. And that's the thing too. Like, Nicki, you almost, like, I don't even want to play like them games, but like, damn, like you almost, for like the shit, 40, like the shit you're doing is not even cute. Like, you're a grown ass woman. Sit down. You know, I think they're twerking to the girls that ass can actually move. You know, the girls that they got a little pop in your back. Like when Nicki twerks like them old ladies that be trying to be hip. They be like, see, I could do it too. I could keep up with you young folks. And you did a fake like, yeah, you can't. Even though you know that shit is trash. Yeah. That's how Nicki twerks like the old ladies at the nursing home. On the Tuesday night when they playing the music. Sit down, know your lane, and that's it. That video of her twerking in the water was painful. It was painful. I'm over Nicki. I really don't care about her. Anyway, let's move on to some other performances that I actually did enjoy. I actually really enjoyed Janelle Monáe's, is that her name? Janelle Monáe? Yeah, okay. I felt like I was saying it wrong. Performance. And you know, I really like Janelle. I really like her hosties. I like when she speaks, you know, she speaks well. You can tell she's educated and stuff, but the music, I do like some of her songs, but her music hasn't connected with me all the way, you know? But I liked her performance. I did like her performance. I always like her individuality. I like what she does with her music. I like how creative she is. I like the whole thing she's doing with her Wonderland brand. I think Jadena signed to her label and stuff, and I love me some Jadena. So, and Jadena, if you ever do listen to this podcast, if you are listening, I just want to throw it out there. I just want to throw it out there, bring the good energy, good vibrations. I really want you to come out at me. My socials is in the show notes. But, however, Nigerian men love me, actually. It's so crazy because I don't.
Oh, wait. Why, a what brag? A humble brag?
Moving on. That wasn't a humble brag. I explicitly stated that Nigerian men love
a humble brag.
So.
Don't worry, guys. Rewind the podcast, guys, and listen to it again. Humble. But continue. Word, I gotta go run it from
No, I did not. Anyway. I'm hungry. That's what it is. But, okay.
Wow.
But anyway, I did enjoy her performance. Another thing, which also offsetted, no pun intended, but it just came out my mouth, Oh my God. Another thing, when I said it, like, another thing that offsetted to what I was about to say, then I was like, I'm about to talk about offset. So anyway. No, you ain't do the laugh right. No, my favorite part in that movie was the last scene when they find out that it was like the Marlon and whatever, and he was like, "You mean to tell me that you're not white?" Oh my God. I used to watch when White Chicks came out. I loved that movie so much. Like, I literally had the DVD and I knew every line, like when you're watching something and you reciting along, that was me. Like, and my mother was like, I will literally break that DVD in half if you don't shut up. Like, it was me, my brothers, my sister. We knew the movie line by line and we were literally cracking jokes all the time. And she's like, shut up. So anyway, so Offset, had shouted out his wife during, his acceptance speech with Amigos.
Yeah, they say wife, yeah.
Yes. So, it kind of prompted like wife, like, I mean, obviously we know they're engaged and, some people, like if they're engaged or, long-term partner, they just say wife. But, Cardi did, go on Twitter and confirm that she's been married since September of 2017. Very low key. Mm-hmm. So, as we know, Offset did propose to her, I think at Powerhouse Philly in October, but at that point they're already married. And I really liked the way they did it because sometimes like when you get down to the nitty gritty, like it's just you and that person. So when she has stated like, she wanted to keep that moment private, like I understand with everyone in your business now. And, dancer, Cardi going from like she didn't grow up in this. So literally going from like a girl from the Bronx who was in the strip club, started making the Instagram, videos, and then now she was catapulted into stardom. Like, damn, this is a very overwhelming. I would never want it. I just want money. I don't want to be famous. But so like just, being quiet about it the whole time and people getting at her for having a baby out of wedlock and yada, 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 and all this shit that people say these days. And she was kind of like, damn, we've been married, and she was like, literally woke up, no makeup, hair wasn't done, found somebody, it was just her cousin there to witness the wedding and got married. I was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you don't need the big frills and the thrills, even though, I still want that, but like, it's like, damn, sometimes it's like the basics. Like, I love you, you love me. I want to get married. Let's just do this. And that's it. So shout out to Cardi. Shout out to their marriage. I hope they have a long and lasting one. And, I think that's all my thoughts on the BET Awards. I like Jamie Foxx as a host, but I don't feel like he gave his full on best that I think Jamie could have done. Lackluster. So I was excited for it because I was like, oh damn, it's Jamie. It's going to be good. He sings, he acts, he does everything, you know? But then when I was watching,
stand up. Yeah,
I was like, damn, I know Jamie can go harder. Like, you're a fucking like comedian, for God's sakes. Like, all you got to do, like, just pretend it's like, as a comedy special,
that
you know what I'm saying?
Trash.
And just,
it was trash, bro. You know, whatever, though.
So
shout out to them.
A little disappointed in that. It wasn't horrible, but I was just expecting.
Oh, yeah, I saw, yeah.
More. And then he got in there with his pajamas, and I was, because of the whole Childish Gambino thing. And I was like, oh, this is interesting.
What the hell?
You know, there's certain things that's weird about me. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I don't want to see his thigh.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, like, just seeing his thigh, so weird, because, you know, he was wearing the pajama shirt, and then he kept flexing his thigh out like that. It made me very uncomfortable for whatever reason. I was like, I don't want to see your thighs on the thing. Like, I was just like, why am I looking at this right now? Like, I don't know, because it's Jamie Foxx. I was like, oh.
That's
anyway,
yeah.
So,
and
I know he does, like, you know, Childish Gambino and Jamie Foxx, they got like a lot of comparisons because of, you know, they did the TV thing, the movie thing, the music thing. And, you know, as talented, and I would never take it away from Danny Glover.
It's a very different, it's a different kind of humor. Yeah, it's a different kind.
And I guess the comedy thing they do with Childish too.
The white people humor.
That. And not a special, but I guess like with the writing and the shows and stuff.
I mean, it's okay. Like I mean, he has a very different kind of humor. So it's not like a ha ha ha. It's more like a
humor. So I guess I love white people humor.
Kind of humor. Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. Jamie Foxx is a. Have you been to a comedy special with like majority of black people? My God, it'd be like people be laughing. Like, sorry y'all, because I know if you listening to this on headphones, those hella loud. You be like, oh goddamn, I did not know the joke was that funny, but carry on, brother. Like, shit, like, but that's how they be like, very, very dramatic. Like, so, but anyway, so, yeah, so that was my thoughts. But I feel like the comparisons, even though while they are in some ways substantiated because of what they do, like what Jamie has done, I don't think Danny is there just yet. He got like a little ways to go. Like Jamie Foxx's performance in Ray was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. He got into it.
Really,
Childish is just
really good acting.
He's up there. He's up there. I just like Jamie Foxx
characters. So,
but you know, God bless their talents. They're both making more money than me. So what it is. God bless them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have anything else to report? Anything else to give the people, to feed the people? People, you guys tired of us yet or not?
I know.
Just say, yeah, we do. We'll be back for you.
No, this episode was long, but we had a few things
next week.
And you know,
but ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you have more to tell us about, you know,
that's
just
what it is. You're gonna just tune in.
Wow.
Next week. I do have one more thing to say about the BET Awards, because I did see that. I think SZA won for Best New Artist or something. And I don't know if y'all know. I don't think y'all do, so I'm gonna state. I think SZA as a person, I don't know her as a person. She seems like she'll be a very cool person. She seems like somebody I'll hang out with. So I can't say much there. I'm talking strictly about the music. And I cannot get into it, really. I like her on, like, features, you know. I liked her on Consideration with Rihanna. I liked her on the Need to Know with, Wale and some other stuff that she's on. But I see her, and I think a part of it too was like her Breakfast Club interview she did a while back. And I was like, every time I I see I won for Best New Artist, and I know everybody really loved that Control album, and I feel like I'm one of the few that was like, yeah. You know, so I saw one Best New Artist again, and I'm just like,
but you know, so I'll take whatever you say.
That was my thing.
She seems interesting.
I'm sorry, y'all.
But,
I know y'all love her. Don't crucify me. That's just my opinion. I just.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay. All right. No problem, guys. Yeah. If you want to hit it, you know.
I like that song she did with Travis Scott. I like that.
Yeah, shout out to everybody who won.
Okay, I'm done. Sorry,
yeah.
y'all.
So yeah, if you have anything you want to reach us, want us to talk about, hit us up. Ask Both Sides. Oh my Jesus Christ, my fucking goodness.
Oh my God. Can I just talk about one last thing? I'm so sorry, y'all, because it's coming back to me. I just real briefly, guys, the Miguel performance. Okay. Sorry. Y'all know okay, I keep saying y'all know, and I'm really sure you guys do not know. So let me just say, guys, I love Miguel. I love Miguel. I'm a really big fan. Ever since his first project, I love him. Okay. I really enjoy his music. He sings beautifully. He did a performance with Meek Mill's new record that he debuted on his stage. He sounded amazing. He also performed, Come Through and Chill. Love that song. Love that album. But that performance, I was like, I think he'd be trying to play it a little safe because, you know, he did sit on some girl's head just a few years ago. So I think ever since then, and I have seen him live, he opened up for Drake one time a while back. But the performance was So if you are a Miguel fan and you did watch the BET Awards, I really want to know what y'all think. You should definitely add us. And add us on anything else that we talked about. If you agree.
I was about to say, look who is talking.
People's opinion, but to a certain point, because, you know, people be rambling Lord, like myself.
Ladies and gentlemen, like, for the third and final time,
I'm going to myself
if you would
now.
like us to hear, if you would like us to talk about certain things, Jesus Christ, talk about certain things, hit us up on Facebook. Now you got me all saying nonsense. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, Ask Both Sides Podcast, Gmail, bothsidespodcast@gmail.com. Ladies and gentlemen, this should be coming out on Monday. So, you know, listen to this podcast, enjoy your Monday, enjoy your Tuesday, you know, safe sex, have all the good stuff, drink wine, you know, self-care and all that. Jesus Christ. Can I close the podcast, Gloria? Okay.
What did that have to do with anything?
She fucked up my whole ending.
And you talk about me rambling.
Have a good week, guys. The Both Sides Podcast. Peace.